Maybe I can bring her home, maybe I can show her to mama. She really don't need a man.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to Gary Bear Fitness. Today I wanted to do a discussion video because I've had a few people ask me about my diet, how to lose weight, how to gain weight, different things I'm going to get into today about caloric surplus deficits, and definitely knowing how your body works as an individual. And that is actually going to be the first thing I'm discussing today. One thing a lot of people don't understand when it comes to dieting, be it gaining muscle, gaining fat, losing fat, cutting weight, for any kind of competition or anything, is that you have to know how your body works as an individual person. One thing I'm going to say is I'm not a nutritionist, so when someone comes up and asks me what kind of foods they should be eating, I'm going to tell them that they need to experiment with different kinds of food supplements, whatever they're taking, and figure out what works best for them. I'm not the kind of person who's going to sit there and say, eat your chicken and rice for every meal of the day, 6 times a day. That is one basis of food a lot of bodybuilders use. I use that myself, but my diet's not perfect. And there are a lot of things in my diet that over time of knowing how my body works, I continue to eat every day, whether, it's peanut butter and jelly or, egg sandwiches or Greek yogurt, anything like that. So right off the bat, I'm not a nutritionist. But one thing you do have to do is kind of, in the world of fitness and bodybuilding, no matter how serious you are with it, is you have to know how your body works. So you're almost like a guinea pig to yourself, and you're going to have to see what kind of different training routines and regimens and foods, make you bloat or make you look a little flatter than usual, or, bring out vascularity in you, something such as like kale, some people use as a natural nitric oxide booster, or, asparagus as a natural diuretic to pull out water from their body. So that is definitely one thing that you do have to understand is your own body. I'm there are a few people right now I'm working with who've asked me for advice on training regimens and stuff like that. One of my friends being a vegan, and that's actually really interesting, is because I've never worked with a vegan before, in terms of getting them in shape and stuff like that. So nutrition is definitely a topic that I'm going to be touching up on in the future. That way I can start giving nutritional advice, but I'm never going to give set dietary advice, is because I think that everyone should kind of enjoy what they're eating. I think that if you know how to eat in moderation, there are things that you can and can't eat that are going to benefit you and not benefit you, and it's just you have to know how your body fluctuates and works, be it water, juice, soda, steak, chicken, rice, ice cream, cookies, donuts, we all eat them. I'm not perfect either. But that is just something that you have to understand about yourself. I actually made a checklist of different things because this is a topic that a few people have asked me about. The next thing I'm going to be speaking about is caloric surpluses, deficits, and maintenance. Now, a lot of times people like going online and figuring out based on a calculator. And I went to Penn State. I'm actually, like I said, I'm living in Florida right now. I had a nutritionist, and she made us do a project based on online calculations. And from experience, I think it was maybe in like my third, fourth, fifth year of training, I knew for a fact that the calculations online were not matching up to how my body works. And with her calculator, it had come out to 3,500 calories a day. The macros, micros, and stuff like that, because I tracked them as well. Came out to 3,500 calories a day, and I knew for a fact that that was way below my caloric surplus. I was way below my maintenance, but we had to do a project on that, and I was debating with her, as everyone's body's different. Like, I can't go off of an online calculator, telling me that X amount is going to help me gain X weight. And I think it could be a basis to start with and play around with, but I mean, in the long run, you have to kind of figure out where your body is going to start gaining and cutting weight. And that is the importance of why people track their food. I use the MyFitnessPal. A lot of people do that. But knowing what you're consuming and how much you're consuming is something that's very mandatory on staging where your body is going and the rate it's going at. A lot of times people do eat quote clean and properly, but they're not getting in enough. I mean, that was issue when I was around like 18 or 19 or so, and I was eating properly, but I wasn't eating anywhere near enough, and I was wondering why I kept losing weight. I mean, I was very lean. When I first started, I was like 16 or 17. I was about 126 pounds, and I was eating properly. I was in swim season at that time, so obviously I was a fairly small, lean guy, but I wasn't eating enough to gain any weight. So I think using an app, some people think it's a little too much. Some people think weighing their food is a little too much. But I think it's something that if fitness is what you want to do, if getting your body a certain image, making yourself a little more confident in life, about how you look physically and mentally and stuff like that. One of the stages for gauging your body is knowing how much to consume, which is going to leave you with a caloric surplus, a maintenance, and a deficit. And the continuation on that topic is calories in versus calories out. Now, a lot of people will train extremely hard and they can't gain weight, or they will eat a lot more than they are training. Now, the way the system works is for us bodybuilders, it's basic science, but I'm going to break it down for you guys. Your calories in is how much fuel source you're bringing in. Now, I'm not talking about macros and micros, and that's proteins, carbs, and fats are your macros, and your vitamins and minerals are your micros. I'm talking about the calories themselves. Now, some people will actually train harder than they're bringing in a fuel source, and your body's going to break down, obviously, and be in a catabolic state, but you can't be anabolic without bringing in enough fuel to match what you're putting out, the energy, your energy output. So to gain weight, you need to be bringing in more than you're burning. A lot of times, like I've known people, a lot of my friends, and I've actually seen people. I've seen them train extremely hard. They're training with top performing and everything, but they can't put on weight. And I speak to them about what they're eating, and they tell me that they're eating, this, that, and that, which is it comes off as a great diet. And then I ask them, how much are you eating? And they don't know. They'll tell me, and I'm kind of playing, I guess, an idea out in my own head. And it turns out, they're only eating like 2,000-3,000 calories, pushing, 200-400 pounds on compound lifts and, doing high volume training. And depending on your metabolic rate and different factors about your body, you can't gain weight at that now. Some people can gain weight at a lower caloric intake. Like I said, everybody's body works differently. But like I said from the start, you have to kind of gauge where your body is going to gain, maintain weight, and lose weight. Now, to lose weight, you have to spend more energy than fuel you're bringing into your body. So that is the way you're going to lose weight, and a lot of people are trying to gain weight doing that, and they don't realize they're doing it. A lot of times people will eat more than they're supposed to, and they're not being productive enough. Their body isn't I don't know how to phrase it. They're not doing enough work. They're not doing enough work output to burn that off. I mean, I've known at different points, just through times and years of training, there have been points where I've actually been eating more than I've been training hard, and my body would actually look a little more bloated. And I'm not. I realized that after adjusting and thinking about how I'm training and eating and why my body isn't progressing the way I want it to, I realized that there are points where I've been eating more than I've actually been training intensity wise. So it's always a balance back and forth. I mean, that's normal. That's a part of the lifestyle, and just knowing how everything operates with yourself is a key strategy in getting your body to where you want it and need it to be. The next topic I want to speak about is a lot of people want to get in shape for the summer, which is fine. I'm living in Florida. Even when I was living in Philadelphia, I was, quote, beach ready all the time. That's just, like I said, it's my lifestyle. But people want to get in shape for the summer and then slack off during the winter. Now, I feel personally that's a huge waste of time. Anybody who asks for my advice or opinion on anything, I let them know, this is something you need to be consistent with, because getting in shape and then getting out of shape for majority of the entire year and then getting back in shape again, like that's very unhealthy. Like your body's going in and out of balance. And I think that personally, I think it's a huge waste of time. especially with someone who's trying to help you, especially with just yourself. The fact that you're putting so much time in for a few months to look great on the beach, to impress this guy or girl, or make yourself feel better. However, and then next thing September, October comes, and you just want to start just scarfing food down your mouth, start drinking all the time, and you start looking like shit. And I don't mean to phrase it like that, but that's true, and it's something that with bodybuilding, especially if you're an athlete who takes the sport very seriously, it's kind of an all or nothing thing. We're not going to allow ourselves to put so much time in and then kind of goof off the rest of the year. It's very consistent for all of us, and I think it should be for people who are just simply looking to get in shape, because you always want to be in shape. You never know where you're going to travel to, or where you're going to need to be, presenting at a job or something like that. You always want to look good. You always want to feel good. And there are a lot of benefits, mentally and emotionally from being in shape. And some people think it's just a physical aspect of it. But, I mean, personally, bodybuilding has kind of developed me into the person I am, confidence-wise, emotional-wise, mental-wise. So for me, it's very a spiritual thing in a sense. But it's all about consistency. You need to be consistent with your diet. You need to be consistent with your training. When you feel something is not responding properly, you need to assess the issue. Are you training too hard and not recovering enough? Are you not training hard enough and you're eating too much? That it's an entire science in itself, and it's beautiful just how everybody's body functions differently. And it's just, as an individual, you have to take the time, be it weeks, months, years, however long it takes, to know how your body works. So the next topic I want to do is the closeout for this. Like I said, it's an all in or all out kind of thing. If you want to look great, you want to go and feel great walking down the street, or you want to go talk to this guy or this girl, or you want to come into a confident job interview, or just feel mentally at balance in life. I mean, and you want it to be in shape. The human body is just the emotions and the chemicals running through our body. Being in shape it's a huge aspect of life, and a lot of people don't realize that. I mean, just like I said, from my personal experience, I'm a very confident person, with a lot of different things, be it job interviews, talking to women, speaking to you guys right now, being able to want to learn, being able to help when I can, and just my different approaches in life. And bodybuilding has kind of made me who I am today. So for me, it's all a lot more deeper than just having a six pack, or having nice arms or something like that. And there's a lot to gain from it too. Just the people you meet and interact with. When you're competing and going around traveling and networking and stuff like that. Just what it brings to your life. So to touch back up on the solid points again that I was speaking about is consistency with your diet. Figuring out how your body works, your training regimens, making sure they're up to par with your diet as well, and just just playing all that together, and figuring out what works best for you in your life and your aspects and what you want to do for yourself. If you guys do have any questions, like I said, my Instagram's @WatsonAlexander. You guys can shoot me a message on there. I've got a few different kind of mini series and question and answers and all different kinds of videos coming up to my YouTube channel. It's something I just started, and I definitely want to get myself out there and help you guys and learn from you guys as well. So if there's anything you guys want or need, like I said, shoot me a message, let me know, and I hope I answered some of your guys' questions and concerns. So let's get going, guys. Have a good one.
Yeah, she doing better, she just achieved a degree. Smile on her face when she's on a shopping spree. Chorus watch.